Now, friends, I ain't never owned a smart dog. I've owned dogs that could outrun rabbits, dogs that could swim rivers, and one old hound that could hear Vienna sausage can open from 3 counties away. But smart? No, sir. The unsmartest dog I ever owned was an old blue tick named Buster. And this is his sad, smelly, almost tragic tale. Old Buster loved to hunt raccoons, possums, and squirrels too. If it climbed a tree or crossed his path, he'd chase it clear from view. One Friday night beside the creek, I cut him loose to roam. A minute later, he cut loose. I thought he'd treat King Kong. Bow, 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 he was barking up a storm. Tail a wagging, feet on the tree, as proud as he was born. But what he treed that moonlit night wasn't what he'd think. He thought he'd found a big old raccoon, but Lord, he found a skunk. And friends, that skunk wasn't scared. That skunk was mad. I hollered, "Buster, son, that ain't a raccoon!" He looked back at me like, "You hush, I'm a professional." And then he jumped. That skunk spun round with lightning speed. Its tail went waving high. And hush, the smell hit Buster square. I thought the dog might die. He sneezed and rolled, rubbed in the dirt, and howled a mournful tune. Then headed straight toward me, and I headed toward the moon. Run, Johnny, run, run as fast as you can. But you can't outrun a skunked-up hound when you're a heavy man. He rubbed my britches, rubbed my boots, then jumped inside my truck. I drove home hanging out the window, mad at him and mad at my luck. When I got home, my wife walked out. She sniffed once, pointed to the garden hose, and said, "You smell like you wrestled a skunk and lost." I said, "It wasn't me." She said, "I don't care whose fault it was. Both of y'all stay outside." 3 nights out there upon the porch, the dog one and me the other. And every time the breeze would change, we'd scoot away from each other. Now you'd think old Buster learned, you'd think he'd finally quit. But 2 weeks later down the swamp, I heard him after it. Bow, 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 I yelled, "Buster, if that's another skunk, you're on your own." Then I heard a yelp, and then I heard paws running. And friends, I locked the door. I beat old Buster in one race, the only race I'd win. He scratched and barked outside all night, begging to come in. But I just grinned and hollered back, "You chase that stinking skunk, and buddy boy, you're sleeping outside with your own perfume." And that's the story of Buster, the unsmartest dog I ever owned, and probably the smelliest. Lord have mercy.